You wake up to an ocean breeze across your face. Through the open window above you, curtains drifting gently on the wind. Your eyes blink open softly, taking in the luxurious beach hut you have rented out for your stay here at the beach. The hut is wooden. It is round like a yurt, with a lavish double bed in the middle of the window towards the sea. There are a few furnishings, driftwood suspended from the rafters for hanging clothes and towels, a small wood armrest with inlaid brass that has a beautiful look to it, cream-colored curtains and bedding, and a tropical plant standing near the doorway where your sandals sit. As you yawn, stretching your arms and legs across the soft white sheets before standing and going over to the window. As always, the beach is practically empty at this time. The sand stretches out across the horizon as far as the eye can see, giving way to the cleanest crystal waves lapping up to the shoreline. There is a small island bursting with palm trees and foliage nesting in the beautiful blue turquoise water away in the distance. You think about renting a kayak and rowing out to it, maybe in the late afternoon. And when the sun is low in the sky and the hottest hour of the afternoon have passed, although early, sweat is already dripping down your brow. It is peak season here, and most tourists can barely handle the heat. After showering and dressing in your most comfortable attire made from soft cotton, you step into your sandals and step out for the day. Already the hot white sand is warm enough to burn your barefoot soles. So you skip gently down the shoreline, roll up your pants, and take your shoes in one hand and walk in the shallow water off the white water where it is cool enough to feel the sand between your toes. Every now and again, a wave chases you and you allow yourself to get wet up to your knees. Knowing the sun will dry your clothes in a matter of minutes, you love to start your day like this, with a gentle walk to work up an appetite. As you're walking, you hear your favorite neighbor dog barking before he runs up to you to meet you, nudging you to stroke his head before he joins you in a short walk for a few steps before running back to his owner. The palm trees back of the beach are swaying in the wind, and you watch the waiter laying out tables and dragging deck chairs into the sand, ready for the sunbathers and a beautiful afternoon. After some time, you decide you need breakfast. Your favorite restaurant is open, and the friendly waiter you've gotten to know waves at you with a smile when they see you wandering up to the beach towards them. They greet you warmly and gestures towards your usual spot on the padded sun lounger, slightly covering by the shade. You exchange a few words before they hand you a menu and leaves you to choose. This morning, you decide to order a fruit salad with yogurt, some honey, and a fresh coconut to drink. This is the life. Comfortable and delicious food. The beach is beginning to ease into the day. Tourists begin to wander out onto the sand as restaurants open. As you watch the scene for some time until the waiter returns with your breakfast and a smile. The waiter places a crisp, clean white bowl in front of you, filled with mangoes, pomegranate seeds, bananas, pineapple, papaya, and grapes next to you. 2 small glass bowls, one filled with fresh yogurt and the other with a golden honey that looks so sweet and delicious. While you begin to eat your delicious fruit, the waiter opens up the coconut beside you with a gentle thud and places a straw inside and tells you to enjoy as you eat slowly. You love every bite that you take and take your time enjoying this delicious meal. After some time, you decide to spend an hour or two relaxing under the sun before it gets too hot to sunbathe. You walk over to the sun lounger and place your towel over it and lie down, still sipping your delicious coconut water fresh from the fruit. The sun feels warm and golden on your skin. You enjoy the simple pleasure of having nothing to do as you lay, relaxing in the sun for a while, occasionally turning to lie in front while your skin browns under the sun rays. At one point, it becomes too hot to sunbathe with going for a dip. At one point, it becomes too hot to sunbathe without going for a dip in the sea. You strip down to your bathing suit underneath your soft cotton lounging attire, leaving it safely on the sun lounger under the parasol, and take a small hop over to the hot white sand. You reach the water and the waves are gentle. There is very little wind during this time of the day. You stand for a moment letting the white water wash over your toes before descending again down the shore. There is a fishing boat out in the distance as you watch it bob and dip on the waves. The men inside throwing empty nets into the ocean and dragging them back full of glistening silver fish. Slowly, you walk into the sea. It's perfectly lukewarm, completely refreshing after some time in the sun. As you're holding your nose, you sink your entire body under the water for a moment before rising up again, shaking the water off you. You swim a few lengths along the beach, one arm after the other, gracefully gliding through the gentle waves. When you begin to feel tired, You turn around and slowly return back to the shore. As you step out the sand and you walk back to your sun lounger to dry off and regenerate. Droplets falling and melting away into the sand with each step. You are almost dry instantly due to the sun. Time passes like this. Some moments in the sun, followed by a quick dip in the sea, until you feel hungry again and decide to change locations and find something to eat. There is another beautiful restaurant along the beach, which is perfect for the hottest time of the day. And after paying your bill, you decide to go there for a change of scene. The beach is busier now, but not too much. It is always relatively quiet here in the off-season when most of the tourists have returned to their own countries. There is a mother dousing her children in sun lotion while they play in the sand. A couple holds hands across the space between two decks chairs under a large brightly colored parasol. An older gentleman lays reading under the sun, sipping a fresh beer, gently laughing to himself over something he read. And before long, you arrived at the restaurant. You love this spot. Because of the seating area, when the sun begins to be at its high in the sky, this is the perfect place to be. There is a large square space made entirely from soft cushions, under layers of white hanging shade which blow gently in the breeze. Surrounded by palm trees, there is much space to lounge and relax in, and it is as comfortable as the softest bed. You walk up the steps into the scene and pick a spot to lounge in, glancing at a menu laying close by you. When the waiter comes, you order a cold, soft drink and a plate of bruschetta. Something small in the heat is more than enough. As you sit down and enjoy your meal, when it comes, the coldness of the drink is blissfulness. It feels great, even holding the bottle in your hand as it's cold. You decide to spend some time reading, picking your book from your bag. You get comfortable and dive into your latest read, another novel that you love and enjoy again. Some hours have passed, and you realize only when it's beginning to get slightly cooler. Suddenly you remember your plan to rent a kayak, seizing the opportunity in the moment. You pay your bill and go back to your hut to leave your bag inside, taking only enough to rent the boat and your keys with you. You lock your door and step back onto the beach. Your eyes scan the beach for a rental guy. There are two tall flags jutting out from the sand and boats laying nearby. Leaning against the rental hut, you wave at the kayak renter and he waves back. You often come here this time of the day before sunset. After exchanging a few words, they invite you to choose whichever boat you want. You take a bright blue boat and an oar, and together you drag the kayak down to the waterline. Sitting inside, As you step inside, the man gives you a hard push, and you break over the white water instantly. You start paddling to the point where the waves won't drag you back onto the sand. The water is still pretty calm, but the waves always get stronger in the late afternoon. After paddling intensely, you make it. You sit resting for a while, the oar laying in your lap, enjoying the gentle bob of the boat over the odd waves. This far out, the water is stunningly shade of deep blue, almost midnight. The sun is beginning to melt into the horizon, and you make the most of your time out here, watching the sunset and enjoying the crisp blue water as you're paddling out as far as you dare before returning back to the beach. You take in the night sky as the lights are slowly dimming from the sun going down. With one last gentle push from the waves, your kayak glides slowly back to shore. You spent some time out in the water today, and it feels great. As you reach the shore, the rental man rushes to you to help drag you back into the beach. As you finish kayaking, paying for the boat, you realize now how tired you are from this beautiful day. Even when the sun has set, it is still warm here this time of year. Even in your slightly wet clothes, you don't feel cold, but your body does feel a little achy from all the work you've been doing today, out kayaking. As you decide it's time to go back to your hut, you take a nice calming walk through the sand, back to your hut where you will be staying. Once you reach your hut, you walk inside, and you get ready for a quick shower and change to some fresh clothes. Something light and easy in the heat. You decide to lay down on your bed for a moment for some rest. Outside, you can hear the gentle chattering of people and the waves against the shore. The evening sounds are so calming, and you listen to the music of it. The odd birds calls out up in the palm trees. Your eyes watch the fan slowly spinning overhead. It's almost hypnotic. Realizing you are struggling to keep your eyes open, you allow them to gently close. Your eyelids are so heavy, and your mind is starting to go blank as you get tired from this long day. It is now time for you to relax and have a good night's rest. As your consciousness drifts away and your mind goes blank, my words begin to fade. Slowly, they drift away as you begin to fall deeper and deeper into your lucid dreams.